agitating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Hey. Taking just so deep and live my life. Don't take it personal, we just building. It's my season, lay foundation, make a name for generations. Please and make a and take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. Hey, hey. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. I'm in a place serene and pure and free. Hey, I ain't worried about what's the wave, only worry about me, yeah. Oh, I'm taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to.
Let me go for one day, let me lose myself again. Give me something for the pain, always trying to pretend that I'm not living just a lie. Broken heart and shattered lives. Let me go for one day, let me lose myself. Oh, I knew all this would end. Oh, I knew that it would die, that we would come to this, that we would say goodbye. Someone help me see it. Someone help me free this feeling inside.
just wanna call, see if we're okay, babe. All I wanna ask you is, I don't wanna push you farther away, no. I don't wanna play no games. I just wanna call, see if we're okay, babe. All I wanna ask you is, are you down for love? Are you up for wanna be together, be together? Babe, I want your love. I'll be the one you trust. You're all that matters, all that matters. I got feelings about you. Oh yeah, yeah. Butterflies every time I'm with you. Oh yeah. I don't wanna push you farther away, no. I don't wanna play no games. I just wanna call, see if we're okay, babe. All I wanna ask you is, I don't wanna push you farther away, no. I don't wanna play no games. I just wanna call, see if we're okay, babe. All I wanna ask you is, are you down for love? Are you up for wanna be together, be together? Babe, I want your love. I'll be the one you trust. You're all that matters, all that matters. Are you down for love? Are you up for wanna be together, be I wanna be together. Babe, I want your love, your love. I'll be the one you trust. You're all that matters.
No matter what we go through, love will still remain. So do what you want, baby. You and me in the sun. Know that I'll still be here when the day is done. So come a little bit closer, and I'll tell you what I feel inside. You know I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. You know I'm gonna wait on you. Yes, I'm gonna wait on you. No one's gonna love you like I do. So glad that I found you. You're the missing piece, the last piece of the puzzle. I'm finally at ease. So when times are rough and the promises we make just seem so hollow and weak, and we're about to break, we have to remind ourselves, 'cause we know how we feel inside. You know I'm gonna wait on you. Ain't over till it's over. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna love it till it's gone. You know I'm gonna wait on you. And the weight that's on your shoulder, I'm gonna carry that for you. So hear me when I say, no one's gonna love you like I do. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what this damn show is. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like it or not starts now.
Wait a minute. Right there, okay.
Let me fix my collar while you doing all that fixing over there. I didn't see what I looked like this morning.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Good morning, Rebecca Azor.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
And not care who doesn't like it, as our fabulous host, Rebecca Azor, adjusts her mic on this one Saturday morning. Good morning.
Saturday morning.
And it is a beautiful day. How's the weather? It looks like it's shining as bright there as it is shining here.
The mic is working. Look, is the mic on? Is my mic on?
No, I mean, we can hear you, but it's just not that good, high quality, sure microphone.
It's saying that I'm connected. Give me one moment. Then, as you
yeah, no problem. Good morning to everyone in the chat room, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all the different places where we come and gather on Saturday morning. We are getting ready to break into the news. Good morning, our producer David in the background doing what David does.
Let's try it again.
Filibuster. They don't want to hear me. They want to hear that voice.
Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
There it is.
I need I know what's happening. My good light.
No, your light is good, actually.
Really? Because it's giving me just a little bit. Let me see what I can do here. Best friend gave me a new ring light. Let me.
What was that? What was that?
Was
that the album cover?
See what it was doing. See, I need this right here.
You want that little extra?
I need it.
Glove. Oh no, see, no, it's on. It's definitely working.
Okay. So anyhow, we're
when
here.
You cut it off. Then
it was. I was gone. That's all right. Look, we can only see the whites in their eyes. Anyways, look, good morning, everybody. Hey, I am so sorry. I don't want to hold you. I know, listen, Ben, I know you at the church. I'm in the church.
It's Easter weekend. You know, Negroes in church be doing the most for Easter.
I had to tell what David called me today. I said I was in prayer. It's Holy Saturday. I was in prayer.
You were in prayer. Oh my God. Tell us about it.
So like yesterday was Good Friday. And for Haitians, we don't eat no red meats. We doing the fish. You know what I'm saying? Why? Who knows? It seems holy. So we do
what
the fish.
That dish that you fixed one time.
Poisson rose. Red snapper. Poisson rose. That's a very big Haitian dish right now being prepared, especially for this weekend. Lots of Haitians are cooking poisson rose. Red snapper, which I just found out that's what that was. There are a lot of things that I know, like meals that I know in Creole that I'm just finding out what they are. And I'm like, oh, Americans make that too.
You fixed some for me and your sister one time. You didn't know what you were cooking.
I didn't know that it was red snapper.
Oh,
I'm like, what is this fish? What is it called? What but it's
good. It was good.
Wolves.
All good.
Yes, poisson was very big in our culture. So, but other than that, Ben, let's do a brief check-in. How are you doing? How is everything going?
I'm fabulous. As fabulous as one could possibly be when you consider all the crazy things that are happening. Two, shout out to DJ Exclusive. Someone just asked, where's Bubba? Bubba actually popped into the Ask Me Anything last night while he was in the process of moving. You know, he's relocating, and so he took some time. But DJ Exclusive is doing good, and he will be back. But Becca, I'm doing fine. It's been a great week working on a whole lot of stuff that I just shouldn't even talk about until I release it. So how's your week?
Okay. That's good. I'm so happy that you're working on things. My week has been beautiful. I'm saying that just because that's just the thing that you say when people ask you how your week has been.
Was it true though? Is it true?
But was it true? I'm grateful that we get to go through another resurrection week. Hey,
glory.
Because I got a memory in my phone about what resurrection weeks last year to me, and at that time I had car issues. At that time, I had relational situations. At that time, I was down and depressed. But I did want to go visit my mom. So I spent it with her, and that felt good. This year, I don't have the budget to go out and visit my parents, which that would have been great to do. But I am in a space I just feel like I'm getting it for myself. So it's a different type of, I'm not going to visit family, which I would love to do, but I can't. That's not in the budget right now. But I'm just getting it for myself. I don't know. So many things have happened, and I'm just not as sad. I'm not sad about it. I can be sad about it. I have been sad about it. There are moments where tears have come into my eyes. But right now, I feel like I get sad about it, but then I'm just like, what am I grateful for?
Come on, talk about it.
Because I've been through the moments of it where it's like, dang, this is all happening to me. This is all happening to me. But I have to channel the what am I grateful for? And that's where I'm at with it. So this resurrection year, that's the fact that they keep moving the goalposts with the resurrection day, though.
The date changes
every time. And I'm like, that's why let's just roll.
I think it's aligned with the lunar cycle. I forget the exact details of why it changes each week. But
so not the day before the Devil's Day, April Fool's.
It's
where people walk around here fooling you, lying to you. They just make lying they just put that in the world for people to do to folks, hurting folks, lying. April Fools. I never celebrated with my off-brand, what you call it. I never celebrated
Is that the former
Resurrection Day before, like on a weekend so close to April. I don't know. It just feels off.
Oh, okay. I thought that was syrup you're doing. This
is not syrup. This is honey.
That's the darkest honey I've ever seen.
That's why it's off-brand. It might be syrup in this bottle.
You know, Rebecca, I hear you. My motto for the last 2 or 3 weeks has been, I could complain. I probably have some reasons to. I mean, there's some legit stuff happening in everybody's life where we could complain. But for me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. When I slow down and just look at what God has placed in my hands to share with the world, as soon as God gives me permission to, I ain't gonna complain about it. Not a thing.
No, you said I should complain, but Ben, you won't. I won't come.
I got too much evidence to complain. Come on.
I almost shouted right there. Listen, this is on. It's so funny because on Thursday, they were saying, we were talking about Paula White. And how they speak in tongues in the church.
You better speak the way we speak. I'm like, how they be speaking. Go ahead.
And so they were all, we were talking about it, and they were like, we were making fun of Paula White.
Sure.
No, is it Paula White?
It's Paula White supremacy.
Paula White. Yeah, Paula White. So we were making fun of Paula White, and they started speaking in tongue. And I said, "Hey, I don't play about that. We can't play about that. We can't play about that." But it was funny. But I said, I can't do it with y'all.
Wait, you get a clip. Let's watch them blaspheme. I don't want to blaspheme, but let's watch.
It was good. No, they was going in. Mike was going in. He was like, "What the hell are you saying? It's nothing." And then I said, "Now I do believe in the Holy Spirit, but that right there was nothing. There was nothing. Like they're doing that on purpose. It is theatrics for sure. You can tell when somebody is doing it. And then I said they were doing it the whole show, and I was cracking up. I said, God forgive me, but they know what evil is, and that's what Paula White is, and they know when people are out here playing in God's name with it. So, but yeah, but
like Trump selling Bibles now.
They talked about that too. They brought that up. They're like, because it's not real. It's blasphemy. It's all these things. So people speaking in tongues and trying to speak over you. They talked about how Benny Hinn blew over the service and everybody fell out, And I'm like, looking back at those things too, it's just like, dang, it got a lot of people and a lot of money off of that. But I will say with the Bible thing, the same to me, it almost moves in the same thing as a televangelist. You're taking the Bible has been around for, this is what the American Bible, the MAGA Bible. To me, when I go into hotel rooms and I open up that drawer, that's a MAGA Bible. That specific look, that one hardcover.
That's the Gideon Bible. That ain't the MAGA
that's
Bible.
What back in the day, it used to be those people that I used to see with that specific Bible. That's all I said. Because
what you got on the roster today? Because there's a whole lot that happened this week. There's
a couple of things. Now I want to start off with Olay. I don't know.
See, that's why I was hoping you were going there.
I don't know if you guys. We have to start with that. Olayemi, because Charlamagne didn't get her name correctly. But Olayemi Olurin was on The Breakfast Club, and of course, with what the world knows him to be for her, but for her, she's just she's literally a lawyer, an advocate, an activist, all of those things. But what people call, she was on the show with her arch nemesis, Mayor, what's his name? Eric Adams.
Yeah,
he's the New York NYC mayor, Eric Adams. And I've seen him in interviews. I've seen him all these things, but I've never seen him the way he was with our sister to the show. How he was shook and disrespectful. We'll go into that later. If you have any clips, my good producer, because you're not my good sis, you're not my good brother, but you're my good producer.
He's my good brother. David is my whitest brother I have in my family.
But when I say good sis and good brother, that's they black. They black.
I've never seen Eric Adams stutter so much. I've never seen him be so flustered and just outright
I say brother specifically because he keeps referring to Charlamagne as my brother. Olay is let's play the clip.
Filed oral monitor, who is tasked with ensuring that NYPD is following the law, conducted an analysis that happened 8 years ago, but they're still here monitoring what you're doing. And they said that you have brought back stop and frisk policies that are worse than they saw even during the Bloomberg era. But more importantly, they analyzed the neighborhood safe.
Show me that.
I could show you the report is available, and I know it's been available to you because your spokesperson has commented on it. They did an analysis of over 10 precincts,
you can't keep putting
10 different precincts. That is factual. There's a federal monitor reporting to Judge T. Swain on it and presenting information. They said that, yes, listen, let me finish so you can peel it back. They conducted an analysis of 10 different precincts, and of the stops of 10 different precincts, they found that 97% of them, by the way, of the neighborhood safety teams that were disbanded in 2020 because of their disproportionate abuse against Black and Hispanic people that you revived, they analyzed 10 of those different neighborhood safety teams and found that they're conducting 97% of their stops on Black and brown people, and a quarter of them are unconstitutional. That's what the federal monitor said, not me.
Yeah, and that's the same.
I would love to have his reply to that, because she brought so many.
No, that's what I said. I don't know if we have like a bit fuller clips outside of what Olay posted, and I only say that because I want you guys to see how he was treating her, and I can give you guys a verbal visual. So walk with me. The interview starts. I'm only 2 minutes in. Immediately, the mayor Eric Adams goes right into say, Charlamagne, interview ain't even start. The man was like, Charlamagne, my son had seen something about you and was like, everybody's saying he's going for Trump because his breakdown and all this stuff for Donald Trump. And everybody's saying like he's going for Trump and he's doing this and he's doing that. And then my son went online and he showed me some clips and he showed me how you were breaking down things about who Trump was. And like you not for Trump. And he looked at me, he said, Dad, it's crazy how mainstream or how the media now can portray people and things. And it don't even be true about that person. You're not even for Trump. And here goes Charlamagne. I'm not. Nope. True. And that's how he was throwing shade at Olay. Because basically he was going in and saying everything online isn't as it seems. What people can say about you, it's not true, right? So then he continues, as this is my problem with that. Olay did the next clip is gonna be great. But my problem with this whole interview was that Olay she was so respectful, and I got through 20 minutes, maybe 15, and he kept over speaking her and not addressing her. At some point, he couldn't even look her in her eye. And everything she said, he tried to disrespect her. One particular moment where he talked about the police officer who was gunned down. And she said, okay, this police officer was gunned down, but what about the kids that were gunned down by police officers? Did you go visit their families? He's like, oh, I want to go visit one particular. I want to go pray with this mother whose child died in the streets, but she's specifically police killing people. Did you go talk to their families? And then he tried to flip it and say, oh, I'm not gonna let you get on here and do that and make yourself look bad. But he tried to literally spin it so that it made it seem that Olay was for cop killing.
Yeah,
Let's take a listen on how this person tried to disrespect my good sis. Let's take a look.
Same breath that you want to sensationalize me, want to highlight and point out, an officer was killed the other day, which is a rare occurrence across the United States, but let alone in New York. New York police officers have killed at least 7 people this year, including a 19-year-old. An NYPD officer killed a 19-year-old in Queens yesterday.
I'm not going to dismiss the loss of a life of an innocent person that wears a uniform to protect us.
But you do, of the 31 people dead at Rikers and the 19-year-old killed yesterday.
I feel like I don't want to take you out of context, and I don't want people to all of a sudden criticize that you're being dismissive of a young man being shot and killed.
That's not going to work on me.
I'm not trying to work anything on you. I lost a member of the police department the same way I go to see the mother of an 11-month-old baby that was shot in the head when I first became mayor. I sat in a hospital with her. The same way I go visit these mothers who lose their children to gun violence. I go see them.
Yes, but not the mothers of the people who are dying in Rikers.
Just as I go to see the family member of a slain police officer, I go visit those parents that lose their loved ones to violence.
Are you visiting the family of the?
Do you do that?
First of all, yes, I did. I held a Riker. I represented hundreds.
You went to visit the family member of a slain officer?
No, not the slain officer.
Okay, of course you did.
No, but what about the 19-year-old that was killed yesterday by NYPD in Queens when he called for help? Have you said anything about that? Are you visiting them?
Yeah. First of all, that's.
First of all, I don't have an answer.
That's outrageous. And I don't even, why would you mention the controller? The controller, like, why not? Why do you hate him? This is truth. And this is what happened. I'm giving you facts. And I could tell this is Olay that we know has super 100,000% grown. Anytime she's on television, she's always carried herself like in a great manner. But I love that she was built for this moment and so many more moments to come because how she carried herself in that moment was beautiful. She looked
more like the mayor than he did.
And absolutely. She cared more about the people than he did. So he kept talking about, when I walk out on the streets, what they telling me? When I go visit people, what they tell them people that you go to and you do good by them, but we're talking about your constituents as a whole.
That's
and right. When Charlamagne looked at him, he said, well, she is your constituent. He said, I'm my own constituent. Don't forget that. I've been in New York City. I'm a New York native. I've been here, a long time. I'm born and raised here. And then basically like throwing to me jabs at the fact that Olay isn't from here. So like that's how I felt. It was so many jabs, but
she didn't flinch.
She didn't flinch. Ben, you have anything to add before we get to these next?
No, I just want to say, listen, we've known Olay for years. So what I'm saying, I want people to take this in full context. One, she looked fabulous. Reading this man for filth with this just glowing confidence that people have tried to attack her about over the last years that we've known her, and she just sat there poised with her hair laid. I mean, just banging it was beautiful to see. Can we watch some more clips? That's all I want to do.
Yeah, me too. Roll it. We cute, but I want to see Olay.
There it is.
David, pull your. That's right, David.
I should probably explain real quick for the podcast. So this is not edited well, but in the first portion, he asks Olay to give an example of his fear mongering and sensationalizing around crime, and you'll see a very he talks, and then you'll see a real quick cut. He goes on to exhibit himself. He does it. She didn't need to forward any evidence to him.
Because he did it
I think you're right that there is a difference between perception and fact and how people feel about safety and the way people feel about the subways. And I think it's your own rhetoric about the subways that has a lot to do with why people feel scared, despite the fact that millions of people ride the subway every day without incident. But you've continued to fearmonger about crime in the subways. You've added 2,000 police officers, despite the fact that you've acknowledged that the subways are not that dangerous. And I think you're right. And poor New Yorkers should not be the ones who bear the brunt of this, but they will if they already have the subway being turned into a place that they have to fear, that there's a National Guard, that there's a hyper visibility of police, that they're trying to stop people with certain records from even using them, and now you have this congestion price. So how do you reconcile that?
Well, let's go before. First of all, I would love to give me the quotes on my rhetoric because I'm lost on that. And you have a right to your opinion and your belief. You and I have a philosophical disagreement. As many.
It's not about the philosophical disagreement.
Many people on the far left disagree with me. Many people on the far left, they say, Eric, people should be allowed to sleep on the streets. No matter what, they should be allowed to sit on your stoop and inject themselves with drugs. They should be allowed to go in stores and steal whatever they want. They shouldn't have to pay on the subway system. They should be allowed to carry a gun and be able to come out the next day. People disagree with me all the time.
Earlier, you asked me to point out the rhetoric. Earlier, you asked me to point out specifically what you say to fearmonger about crime. So I just would like to say Exhibit A, like what you literally just did. You continue to say in this that New York is the safest big city, while simultaneously you are the one sensationalizing the crime.
I point out
which is the facts? Is it safe or is it not?
And right after that, there's another clip going around where Charlemagne responded right to that. He was like, no, Mayor. Which is it? Is New York safe or is New York dangerous? So,
but he didn't. And the thing is, even when asked and allowed him to answer instead of letting my good sis Olay finish a thought. I didn't like that because as the only woman in the room and as the expert on the matter and as a respective guest, many times I watched it enough to understand and know. I watched it in its entirety. But when I started to watch it, I watched it enough to know all these men in this room, this woman is talking, and so many times they gave the mayor opportunity to talk. Just as he's a guest, Olay is a guest. And y'all came here for there to be a dialogue.
That's right.
And many times, every time she was asked a question by the mayor, he would look over after asking her a question that could have been rhetorical and go over to Charlemagne and then discuss with him as Olay began to speak. And not one time did I really hear a true interjection of, hold on, Mayor, let her finish her thought. And that to me was telling, but I loved how she sat there poised and not necessarily waited for her turn. In the beginning, she was very respectful in that. And then she was like, no, I was speaking. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because at the end of the day, things need to be said. What he was literally running around so many different things. There were so many different points being made in this next clip. Here is this. Are you part of the 3 examples of her?
Yeah, this is the worst. This is the worst of it. And there's not only ignoring, but there's misogyny in this.
Okay, because that's what I got too, baby. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Roll that clip.
Beautiful being footage.
I agree with
national government.
She agrees with you.
I agree with you that migrants should be.
She agreed with a lot of stuff.
No. I trust you that I did not.
She's on that train.
I'm sitting here, Mayor Adams.
She's gonna be dialing 911.
First of all, I ride the subway every day. I've worked as a public defender in this city and represented thousands of people. So please spare me. No, I agree with you.
The national government.
She agrees with you.
Okay.
You're happy to see a cop there. Wink, wink. Like you are.
Keep it going.
You mean the clip?
Yeah, was that the whole clip?
No, that was that whole clip. Yeah, I got 2 others.
All right,
yeah, just keep them dropping because I need y'all to
keep them running.
We spitting hot fire.
Yeah, because she doing her own work with him. I love the way, like you said, she was kind of patient. She was so strategically patient, and she only opened up her mouth when it was a kill shot. Pop, pop, just shot after shot. I've never seen a political figure get rhetorically assassinated
she was good
on live stream.
Yeah, she was great. She had to assassinate him because he
rhetorically.
Oh no. We don't use those words. Look, YouTube, don't flag us. She had to step in and do what she needed to do. I know that it was a cold body left behind.
Never seen a dead body on live TV like that.
Do you want to see one? Just watch this.
Dead body.
Respectfully, Mayor Adams, fundamentally, the things that you were saying is untrue. You actually cut $17 million that were used for classes for people at Rikers to re-enter society. Those were cut under your
check out the programs.
Those were cut under your administration.
We were spending millions of dollars.
31 people have died at Rikers since Eric Adams became mayor.
Millions of dollars.
What?
I want to talk about this particular point of it, because she's talking about what the funding of police officers and what y'all doing with it. You talking about, and she's talking about Rikers and what's happening at Rikers. Have you been to Rikers? What is happening? She's giving you numbers. She's giving you statistics. And here he is talking about, I did a program when I went to Rikers. They know me. And I went to go pray with the Christians over at Rikers. And so because I went to go pray with them, they know who I am. And one man said to me, he came up to me, he said, when he came up to me, he said, brother, you always come here. And she was like, what, 2 times last year? You always come here, brother. And that's why I know my programs that I'm making, because I'm illiterate. He didn't say illiterate. He is dyslexic. He said, I'm dyslexic. So the fact that I'm dyslexic, I made a program for that. She's like, the people are dying at Rikers. What about the 30 people that died at Rikers? So I created a program, and my Christian brothers, and then the dyslexic folks. That's why they want me to be the
Wait,
mayor.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second, Rebecca. That was that Olay impersonation. You sounded just like her. My God.
I don't know. Now Olay, when she gets hot, it's hot. But when she gets there, she gets there. So my thing is, here we are talking about the issue, and here you are talking about programs to say that you built. But what about, is there a program put in place for the families police officers are gunning down? What about the people that are in Rikers who, yes, they are inmates, but they deserve to see another day? Why are the conditions the way it is over there? Just because you went to go visit and implement some kind of program for Christian inmates, what is that doing for the 30 inmates that have died due to conditions, due to correctional officers walking away? What does that look like? So I made a program because I'm dyslexic, and I said, I went to jail when I was younger. And I'm dyslexic, so I said, dyslexia, jail. I made a program for it.
As he cuts the $17 million program for rehabilitation and reacclimating people back into society, he cuts that program.
Oh gosh, it gets better. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Not only, so he says, she's like, and then how you treat the people. If you're all for New York, how you treat the people on the streets. And he's like, well, if I have my home and then there's somebody sitting on the stoop with syringes and talking crazy about spaceships and stuff, yeah, I'm gonna get them put in. I'm gonna get them basically they corrected. Yeah, and that's my problem. She's like, but how is that helping? Homelessness is the problem. And you're talking about these people basically treating them like criminals, and everybody else who agrees with you, you're fear mongering. Now people are afraid to be. If you've ever been to New York has never been without homeless people. It's always, homelessness has been a problem over there. It's been terrible. I know people who wear Jordans and be homeless, have all the things they can have and can't afford living, so they're homeless. It's not only people who are on drugs. So this fear mongering about, the person who's sitting on your stoop is a scary person, they're on drugs. That's not it. That's things that you may always see in the movies, but I can tell you, I've lived in New York. That is not, that ain't it. And then she's pointing out all of these different things. And then how you over here removing funding for rehabilitation and pouring it into mass policing for people jumping the turnstile.
Come on.
At the subway.
Come on.
And he's like, since I've been doing this, it's been safe. The subways have been safe. New York is the safest place. She's like, no, but she's like, I didn't say it was. It wasn't one of the most safest places. And true, I've been in New York. I can't agree. I don't know. But she's saying you're creating more fear amongst people by placing police officers, by doing like this is, are we not, by calling homeless people basic, like scary, so people can be afraid of them.
That's right.
Like, why are you doing this? This is problems.
Because he's a cop who
understands
that every major city is underneath the control of a protection racket called policing unions.
Mm-hmm.
He is a cop through and through who is more dedicated to taking every dollar from the city of New York that was allocated for decency and humanity and giving it to the police, giving it to them so that they can have thousands of officers underneath ground in the subways playing Candy Crush as people are trying to get.
They are. It's true. It's true.
One other thing. Two things have happened since this interview yesterday.
Wait a minute. Shut up.
Number one, they are on the police unions, the New York NYPD and the NYPD police unions are on Twitter attacking Olay right now. So that lets you know that what Olay did on the Breakfast Club yesterday was significant. And then I also want to thank Ryan in the chat room for reminding me. I saw it on Twitter this morning. How about after this interview, Eric Adams went to Rikers and had Reverend Al Sharpton baptize him yesterday.
Please post the pics, David. I need to see it because I'm embarrassed.
Got baptized. You know, you got beat down pretty bad when you got to go and get baptized at the scene of the crime, which is Rikers.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Here the pictures. Turn that up.
How you go? Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. It's crazy.
Al Sharpton, what are you doing, bro? Like, are you on speed dial for rehabilitating cops?
For working with activists that are not true to themselves, true to the people? Is that what you, because this man is not an activist for us. He's an activist for police officers, policing.
He didn't even
fear mongering.
He didn't even get immersed. Like,
nope.
You didn't go under the water, bro. You
because it's sprinkle. The deep, there is no water that could bless an evil heart.
My God. And Al Sharpton, what are you doing? You facilitator of neoliberalism.
Disrespectful is it for him to go to Rikers?
How do you have Al Sharpton on? Are you on speed dial?
Performative.
Are you on not only speed dial but like speed command? Like he called you after the interview and said, "Hey, we got to do something," and he met you over at Rikers the same day. Whew. So that's higher level niggerdom I've ever seen. That's the highest.
Listen, that's disrespectful to the inmates. They use that because they can't go nowhere. This is the only place they can get Jesus. This is their area. This is their sanctuaries. And you are somebody who utilized it the same way that Ted Cruz went and took pictures in a parking lot with 5 cases of water to give to his people. You made it about yourself. This is theatrics, and that is rude. People are actually dying. People are actually suffering. People are actually doing this, and you're using this place where Rikers, where the 30 people that Olay was saying, how did you protect these 30 people or so that another 30 people will not die at Rikers? What are you doing to put in place? You went there to go get
baptized. Well, you're not baptized before. That's the thing I want to say. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be a Christian or religious to be a politician. My question is were you not baptized before and wanted to give your life to Christ, or did you just need a photo op? I think we know the answer to that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He needed a photo op. He needed to go and he needed a photo op because if he got that the same way, it's the same effect, the same way Republicans were like, well, Ted Cruz was helping. Look what he did. He came from his vacation to go home. And I'm talking about when Ted Cruz, when the Texas was, I believe it was a snowstorm. Everything was shut. Not a snowstorm. It was a storm that hit. Everything was shutting down. It was something of the sort, but a statewide emergency. And he left.
Yes.
to go on vacation. And then he came back when people were putting the heat under his behind, immediately came back, blamed it on his daughter, and then posted up pictures of like 3 cases of water. 5 cases.
I'm mad you remember that. So no, I'm not. I'm actually impressed. And you recalled it. That's a perk.
Because that's exactly what we are seeing here. After the heat of this interview, he ran over to Rikers because that was one of the specific points and why she came there to talk about policing, over policing, police abuse, and what's happening at Rikers, and why the mayor isn't doing more to stop people from dying, and the literally police abuse, correctional officer abuse to the inmates at Rikers. Resources being taken away. That's what she wanted to challenge. And everybody was like, well, that's great. These are great points. What is he doing? Why is he deflecting? And here he goes, putting on his best, shucking and driving, toe tapping shoe.
This is the kente cloth in the rotunda.
Oh, yes.
It is.
It's exactly. It is the DEI.
David, pull up that image I gave you, because I want people to really clearly see the difference between when you ain't had the money and then you get money as some preachers. I just want people to know. I'm waiting. I'm filibustering. You should better. The Al Sharpton on the left.
Oh no.
The Al Sharpton on the left on my screen would absolutely clown the Al Sharpton on the right that just went and took his nice slim fit.
He looked good
and baptized.
Whatever Ozempic was back then, that's what it is, right?
The one on the left was he was not going to suffer what his guy is doing today. It's not good.
No. I'm glad he got healthy, but my goodness, we need that fervor that he had when there was a little bit of bounce.
Did he get healthy?
We need that. We need that fervor when there was a little fluff, which I absolutely remember. But this guy, this is what happens when you get real Hollywood in the game. Listen, a lot of the times I like it. I think people should be paid for their work. And I think if you're doing the work, you should be able to live. I believe all those things. Becoming Hollywood, I think you don't have to act like you ain't living in your means. If you are being blessed for the work that you're doing, that's all right. I'm gonna do it too. But disrespecting, like, I'm always still do the work to the best of my ability. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna show up, and I'm not. Everybody can't come. Everybody can't call me. Everybody can't have access to me. You and your demons must stay.
Come on. You don't baptize devils.
No.
Give them cover. Al. That's not what we do.
No. And like, Ben, you believe that people can get saved. Like, so that's okay.
God's grace is sufficient.
It is.
But it ain't sufficient enough if you go down as a devil, man. But I need Mary Adams getting baptized on the screen as I say this, because if you go into the water as a devil, you come up as a devil. And Al Sharpton ain't powerful enough to change a devil into an angel. He's not. Eric Adams went down a police officer who targets black people, brought back stop and frisk, has done more damage to the inmates at Rikers than anyone else. So he came up the same way. I don't care how many times Al Sharpton sprinkles water on you.
Ain't nothing. No, and Al Sharpton's, I don't know if you want those hands, because Al Sharpton's hands is the same ones that God would have flipped the table over. Jesus would have flipped the table over.
He operating in that Paula White anointing right there.
We need to pick. Let me not. I don't. Not on Holy Saturday. I can't
help Eric Adams. Africa. Help him to be more black. Africa.
That's all right. You call him Africa for a reason, lady, and that's how I know. Like she's a witch. She's a witch. Ooh. Be careful. Be careful. She's a witch. She's a witch. But other than that, Al Sharpton isn't who y'all think he is. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm just saying y'all got to be careful. There are many times I reject going on certain platforms because, or working with certain people because they're not good. And I'm saying in the context of, you didn't have to answer the mayor's call, but yet you work in that free, I'm black, we are liberal or progressive, and still have that bit of conservative, because in our black community, inside of our black community, there's this conservative thing. And the same way that the mayor sat down in that chair and used that conservative misogyny, disrespect,
dismissiveness,
the policing, the pro-police to try. And when we say, we don't need that many police in the subway, you go out and say, so are you against police? Oh, she said you whistleblowing all up in the mic at Breakfast Club and got them people attacking my good sis.
We won't stand for it. No,
we would not stand for it. Or
no. We will all come to New York. We will all come to New York. You ain't gonna mess with LA.
Listen, Olay, we ride at dawn. We ride at midnight. We're gonna ride at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna ride right after church service tomorrow. If you need me, just say the word, because I'm not playing. If we gotta go stand outside of Mayor Eric Adams' house, we're gonna do it. Thanks. What Rihanna said, pull up. Tell your friends, pull up. We pulling up.
We're gonna baptize them, but not
we'll baptize
not like Al Sharpton did.
Listen, we'll show them a real. Oh, you want to? I felt even with the immigrant conversation. Oh, they have 30 days when they come here. Then they on their own. If they're younger, they got 60 days, and then they can go wherever they want to go. They dropped them off in New York. They dropped them off, and I'm doing them a favor because I understand what it's like. So they got 30 days. And what the thing is, immigrants will come, migrants will come, asylum seekers will come, and they will do the best they can at 30 days and get the hell on. And they will do that. But the pressure you're putting on them when you can just create a program that definitely helps them, that's longer than that, when they need that. These people weren't asked, they were asking to go to Florida. They didn't want to be dropped off in New York. They didn't want to be dropped off in Martha's Vineyard.
Come on.
So you talking about they got 30 days, because we already know how it is. It's tough. It's tough. They're dropped off in a literal jungle, a concrete jungle. And you're telling them they got 30 days and they got to make it work and figure their way around. It doesn't give mayoral to me, because you allowed the people to believe that they came to steal jobs. But they're taking jobs that these people wouldn't even take.
Come on.
Like, what are they really taking away from people? They're staying out the way. They're figuring out how to make it. They're doing what they can to stay in the country. But you were like, you got 30 days and you got to go. See, I did good. As a mayor, I made sure my constituents weren't feeling like these immigrants, these migrants, these asylum seekers. He didn't call them that. He didn't respect them enough to call them these immigrants. Whereas what he said, they're coming in and, making my constituents feel away. That's basically what he was saying. This is your mayor. And that's what Olay wanted you to see. She wasn't there to bash him. At moments she said, I agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. I'm not arguing about that. This is what I'm specifically saying. And that's
who I would like to see Olay. Go ahead, David. You might have said.
Well, I was gonna. I have no idea what I just interrupted, but I want to add one other thing into the mix. Probably isn't getting as much of attention in the actual interview. Both Olay and Charlemagne asked him about the NYPD's use of social media and exactly what they did that we've discussed after this interview. So they in this clip, we don't have him doing anything but stuttering. I think he did respond at some point, but in this clip, they break down like exactly what they do, and then the NYPD, like we already showed, proceeded to do it. Let me bring it onto screen real quick. Hold on 1 second, because we're not prepared this morning.
Come on now, David.
Folks, we having a good show. What you talking about?
You gonna talk about
okay. We meaning me. I knew we were gonna talk about Olay. I should have tried to find time to cut some clips. All right.
Oh, brilliant. Let's go.
Here we go.
If NYPD is reposting that kind of stuff, what are we supposed to think?
I said at the beginning.
Everybody got a phone, brother.
No. NYPD's page is doing this. Has recently been there, so much so that they're arguing with journalists on there. It's NYPD on their own Twitter pages that are posting and sensationalizing crime. And I said this at the beginning. You said that there's a difference between perception and reality, how people feel afraid versus how safe New York actually is. And I agree with you, but I said that it's your own rhetoric and NYPD's rhetoric that plays into that. And you did it just now, because the reality is a condition of release for everybody, for every crime, whether it be non-bail eligible or bail eligible, is that if you commit a crime and you're rearrested, that you bail can and will be set on you. So that's the first thing. Second of all, they have conducted multiple studies, but the Brennan Center literally just put out one. Less than 2% of anybody in New York City that's released on bail is rearrested for any violent crime.
Less than 2%.
And the bigger point, like, is just how how is it okay for anyone in an official capacity to go after people or to like say, look at all these thugs? Like, it's happened for a really long time now. It's not like this is new, but it's just, I don't understand how it's viewed as okay. Like how people see the NYPD harassing, even on social media, let alone in person, not just the NYPD, really any police department. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is just normal. It's all good.
Yeah. No, it's no, I mean, David, but that's what social media accounts do for every politician. They all want to, clap back, and they all want to get some social media virality. But at the end of the day, what we're seeing is social media be transformed into a tool of power, whether they be police power, corporate power, or conservative power. So I mean,
it's not in the same.
It's just all
it's
day.
Not, it's not the same. It's not the same tone though. The same vibe. It's like when like normally you'll see people trying to like serve L's like by like saying, look at these stats. They'll do like the politically correct attitude where they're trying to do a win, but they're corny because they're official accounts. NYPD accounts actually like. They don't really threaten, but they threaten. Like they're like, we'll talk to you soon, or what you'll call 911 even though you're hard on us, or they come up with these talking points that are violent, even though like they're not violent, but they're violent. Does that make sense?
They're police officers.
I know. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be like
this is what swine affiliated people do.
Yeah, no, I'm that, and that's what I'm saying. We're used to it, and it shouldn't be. It's one thing if you go in front of a camera and talk like a bully. That's just par for the course for the police union. It's another thing if you're on an official city account harassing people.
This is what they do. No, I'm sorry.
No, but you're right. But and I hear what you're saying as well, David. But it is an issue, the fact that they're okaying an official city. But let me tell you about NYPD. Like David said, if you know NYPD, them mo's stay together. They stay together. They stay together. No matter what it is, NYPD is just like, you listen. And they could be low end because there is hierarchy in NYPD. Like there really is. I see that there is like you low end. This guy got, he got some precedence over here. There is, but at the same time, they're everywhere. How many more police does NYPD need? They are everywhere in every corner, every crevice, whatever. Now they're online. I remember when I covered a story about the union and they were so pro, policing, and they were like, they are being attacked. They called it blue racism. Remember when I covered that? They called it blue racism. I know why the cage bird sing. They called it blue racism, y'all. And I'm sick of it. And so now we're at a point where they get to get on their official page. It's not even the union. The police department, the NYPD chief of patrol get to go. Let me read the tweet by NYPD chief of patrol. And this is for our listening audience. Just what I thought. No, let me read it with the fervor that's in there. Just what I thought. Meet me in Massapequa. I hope that's how I'm pronouncing it correctly. Massapequa, because it sounds so racist just to say it. Equal tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to say goodbye to a 31-year-old husband, father, son, and brother. A young man who was trying to protect NYC, police officer. He's a police officer. This is the 31-year-old they're talking about. And uphold his oath he swore to. A man who fought to save his partners, the community of Far Rockaway, and ultimately gave his life for. The very man you dismissed today, that was the point. They said that Olay dismissed this man. This line says, and this is what Mayor Adams said on the show, the very man that you dismissed today, as his family, city, and county weep for. Let's talk. They knew that when they posted this, again, whistleblowing, right up in the mic, clear. They knew that do you know how dangerous the police are? This is an open attack on Olay. Yes, she has spoke about policing. Yes, she has spoken about it as a public defender, somebody who is an expert in law, somebody who's worked right with them. Yes, she has spoken about over policing and police abusing people by being an activist and bringing so many people. David was there over to Rikers to have the conversation, to bring attention to it. She has been doing this, but this right from NYPD itself is scary. It's scary. Olay retweeted. It looks like you could break it down.
So Stace is a user that screenshot two. I think one of them was one that you just read it, but two of the targetings, and Olay just replied and said, I actually deeply appreciate the NYPD chief of patrol nonsensically choosing to make a paper trail as he openly tries to sick NYPD on an attorney because the mayor embarrassed himself in an interview.
Yep. And that's what y'all need to focus on. Listen, Olay, protection, I pray over you every single day. God's got you. And what you did was for the people. What you did was necessary. What you did was the work that people are afraid to do. That's the thing about it. I know that there's due process. I know that there's respect level. I know there's hierarchy. I know that you don't walk into the room and just be a certain kind of way. I know it's hard for people for you not to sit in the room and for you to be viewed immediately as the strong Black woman doing too much. This is a mayor. Don't speak to him in such a way. Respect him. The mayor was disrespecting you. And it was too many times that I know my Olay was going to allow it to happen. And even in her correcting the disrespect, it was never disrespect given to him. It was just literally dialogue. It was debate. It was why she was sitting in the room as also a respective guest.
Olay needs to we need to financially support Olay. Because she needs options to protect herself and relocate herself, because the level of fascism in the NYPD is unimaginable, right? I hear what all of y'all are saying, especially with the way that she's being targeted this morning by the social media accounts. But I want to encourage everyone who's listening to us and everyone's watching, go support her. Go become a patron. Go help her be able to do this more. Because I can tell you one thing, Rebecca, and you know this, she, like the rest of us Black commentators, we do this on our own dime and our own time without the financial backing, the immense backing that is possible for us to have over here. Olay is doing it without that. So y'all go support that sister.
Saying, yep, please go support her. And this is also a perfect example of why you need shows like ours. You need people like us. You need people like Olay to really be in these spaces, not because we can get in and get in people's behinds, because that's not what she did. She went there to have a conversation and put in points. It wasn't for her to go argue with this man. She's already made these points online. You guys, she has her own paper trail with this. If people want to say, oh, she just came there to go and argue and go, no, she didn't. They knew why they invited her there, because she has been so fed up with how he has been running New York City. Okay, so if you guys haven't, please go head over to Olay's YouTube page. It's Olurin. Actually, it's on the screen right now. Make sure you go subscribe, support, give if you can. I know that she doesn't monetize her page. I know because her status as an immigrant here in the country, there's a lot of things that she can't do. Have monetization. It's a whole bunch of things. So if you could just support and go send her love and tell her who sent you, because we all family. Please go do that. Go love on her. Go ahead, Ben.
And go to Twitter and harass the NYPD at the same level they are harassing her. Right? They need to understand that she ain't out here by herself. In fact, she's the kindest. If you look at that interview, the NYPD need to understand that she is the kindest representation they're going to get from us. So they better leave her alone.
And you bringing up that up, I know this is so out of the pocket, but because you brought that up about going to a comment section, I don't believe in going to harass people, but there are times where it needs to be done, and when racism and stuff. So real quick, I know you have to go, Ben. My family, and I'm going to look for that link. My family, and I don't like to do this because I don't want you to know where I live and stuff, but this is what I've been going through. My family, we had land taken from us from the education department from South Florida, and it's all through some certain areas in South Florida, and they're targeting mostly immigrant communities. And if it's like a school, the education places, like we're taking your land. Mind you, a lot of migrant communities, a lot of our parents who came here for better lives for us, were so proud of their first homes that they purchased and the land that they purchased for it, with it. So my whole life has been there. And the fact that the school thought one day, they just woke up. At first, they wanted to buy it, and all the people said, "No, we worked so hard for this. We're not giving it to you." And then they came back around almost over about 15 years later and said, "Now we're going to take it from you, and there's nothing that you can do." So I could do nothing. I have no money. I can't afford a lawyer. I can't do any of that. So I went to the news locally over there. And while I did that, they finally dropped the story. And they talked to my mom. They talked to, and I'm going to find this link and I'll post it so y'all can go under the comment section, because what happened was people were being racist.
Please send me that link. I love being
please do.
Racist is my specialty, actually. So send me
that. They, and this real quick, my mom was really sad about it. And so it's our garden is gone. Y'all know in Haitian house, our garden is gone. The grandkids play area that was once our play area is gone. And they said, if you don't move it within XY amount of days, we're just going to push your stuff out of the way. So my dad was so sad about it, because he's like, I put my blood and sweat into this. This was a piece of, this was mine. This was for us. This was for my kids. This was something that I never seen my dad hurt like that. And he was hurt. So with that being said, bye Ben, love you, mean it. With that being said, for all of you guys who are, want to get with them people, go get with the people, because they were under there calling my family. They're like, oh, they're migrants and they've been living there this amount of years. Why do they need interpreters to have this interview? And the land was never theirs. These are people who come and take our jobs, and you Haitians, y'all go back to your own country, y'all da 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 da. So I posted the link. Y'all pull up on it, go into the comment section and do your thing. I need the school system to know, and I also need, because I need this story to get somewhere, because my parents aren't the only one this is happening to. It is happening to so many migrant communities, and you guys can't tell me it's a coincidence that they are tapping in to specific migrant communities and migrant folks to do this. So I know.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, Ben.
Listen, I'm going out the door, but I want to say this. If y'all don't leave about 100 comments in this comment section, and Rebecca, I know you don't believe in harassment, but just like you don't believe in forgiveness, I believe in harassment. And reflect back to them. If they are racist, reflect it right back to them. That's all. See you soon.
All right. Love you, Ben. Mean it. Happy Easter. Resurrection Day. Have a good one. Now, with that being said, y'all, we're at the end of the show. I know I said I was going to talk about Haiti with you. There was a big development that I wanted to talk about with the canal that we just did. There's so much. We'll get to it at some point. I didn't do a check-in with you guys this month for March, and I apologize about that. I was cute right there. I apologize that I didn't do a check-in with you guys this month. So much was happening in my life, and I couldn't do it. I had the first episode of Shades of Good News prepared, especially for Women's History. So when it does drop, it's going to be a focus on women. That's just because that was the first episode that I already created. So moving forward, next month, we're starting the next quarter. Okay? That's going to be the second quarter of the year. So what we're going to do with each other is check in. Tap in, hold me accountable. Check in with me, hold me accountable. These days have been kind of tough, but like I said, I'm moving through it. I'm happy I'm getting through it. I'm happy to be alive. I don't want to be surviving. I want to be living, and I want that for you too. So this next quarter, we're checking in, okay? We're going to do the check-ins. We're going to do all the things. I love you guys so much. We're at the end of the show. If you're here and you feel inclined, please, because it will be very useful to us. Please tip your host. Benjamin Dixon, BPD 2018, BPD 2018 on Cash App. We can get it instantly at that time. Also, we can, Becca's Voice on Cash App. It helps us, your $1 offering, your $2 offering, whatever it is, and it helps us afford these systems that we're using to talk to you today, and for our producer to keep it going. And our producer is DKG87. So if you guys can send $1 or $2 to whoever you want to, or to all three, that would be great. But please, we need your support, and because of your support, we are. Next thing on the docket, super chats. I don't want to leave without reading super chats because I know I do that often. So I want to shout out to the super chats. You can roll them, David, so that we can get out of here. Thank you so much, Charlie. I appreciate it. You always looking out, and you are one of the new mods on my page. So if you guys want to be a mod, let me know because I'll get y'all into it. But I don't want it to be too much. So I get a few more mods on here. Next up, Adam Reed. I thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you for your super chat. Yeah. Mark Saunders, not been still being on. Mark Saunders, I am sick and tired of the Black church being pimped for selfish, nefarious purposes. Come on, somebody. Because I know one activist who tried to pimp out the Black church, pimped it, and moved on to another religion, and that religion shut it down immediately. Next up, Charlie, thank you so much. Second cup, right here. Thank you so much for that. And T. Barbarino. Olay can teach MSM a few things, yes, about how to properly hold an elected official accountable. Hold on. Olay can teach mainstream media a few things about how to properly hold an elected official accountable. I'm so tongue-tied right now. I am so sorry. I'm tired. I want to get some rest, but I got some more prayer to do. It is Holy Saturday. I hope you guys have a good one. I love you so much, mean it. And next quarter, we'll chat again. Have a good one.